winter's rain, soft cold night.
So I come into my studio in the morning, get out my Torah, and I read the current Parsha, which is the current, the place in the Bible that the Jewish people are reading in synagogues all over the world at this particular time. So I read and I sit with it, I meditate with it, I look at the Hebrew, I look at the English, and then I paint. Through the painting, I discover what that Parsha means to me. What I am working on for a show is the 54 Torah portions that will go down a hallway in a Jewish museum in Portland, Maine, and they will be triggers for tribal memory. This is the very first Torah portion. In Hebrew it's Bereshit, in English it's Genesis. There is a Jewish tale that God's light was so great and so powerful. God tried to contain God's light in a vessel, but the vessel broke. And those pieces from that vessel fell down to the earth in sparks that we as human beings are responsible to find that divinity that exists in our everyday world. This is my idea of that explosion, those sparks sifting down to the earth, here available, ready for us to pick up and repair, what we call tikkun olam. Joseph is his father's favorite son. And we all know, as every parent knows, that you don't have a favorite. It doesn't really work. It's a setup for failure. But Joseph's father, Jacob, makes him this unbelievable coat of many colors that is the envy of his brothers. And envy and jealousy and end up ripping this family apart. And Joseph is thrown into a pit where he was about to be killed, but instead he was thrown into a pit. And his coat that symbolized his love through his father was ripped and torn and dipped in the blood of an animal and brought back to his father and told that he had died and that an animal had killed him. This Torah portion is called Lech Lecha, which Abraham, our father, was told to leave, to go forth, to go towards himself, leave everything that he knew as his comfort zone, and go somewhere that you don't know where you're going, a place where you don't understand, a place where someone is showing you, a place where you will unfold into your better self. And that's what I see this Torah portion. So these three panels are indicative of all these things happening in this story. This whisper, this aleph, and this unfolding and unfurling into this place where God promises Abraham that if he gets to this place, his progeny, his generations will be more than the dust on the earth and more than the stars in the sky. This one is about when Moses stuck his staff and all the water that was in the river changed to blood. And the blood becomes a theme all throughout Exodus. We are lifted out with blood. Blood was sprinkled on the people in Sinai. Blood is a constant metaphor for life and for death. So sometimes the idea comes immediately to me, and sometimes it's a matter of building and building canvases and building panels and figuring out pieces of the story and how I want one part of the story to roll into the other. This story, Tora story, is about leaving Egypt. We came through places of great pain and places of great sorrow and miracles, that these waters stood as walls. That's what it says literally in the Bible. And once we attained our freedom, the women grabbed their drums and their timbrels and they danced. And it's actually the very first time in history that we had community prayer.
A winter's rain, soft cold night, fields of high and evil autumn, a river wind, a nameless hill. There is joy too in love.